Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, juicy. Lori Loughlin's daughter is spilling some tea on the college admissions scandal on Jada's Red Table Talk. Plus, are we getting another Downton Abbey movie? It's all in the hot dish. Then Lindsay Gensel is back with some holiday magic, sharing her family's legendary gingerbread recipe. And throwbacks are on the menu today, from Sizzler to Howard Johnson's. We're laughing and looking back at vintage restaurant commercials. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Let's make it a good day no matter what Jeff says. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. We are live from our studios in the Twin Cities. Hello to Coon Rapids, Anoka, Andover, Minnetonka, and the Plymouth. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister, the beautiful and talented Kendall Mark.
Hello. I just picked up on the Plymouth.
The Plymouth?
Plymouth.
Yeah, I lived there for like 6 years, and I missed the Plymouth. I like being in downtown Minneapolis, don't get me wrong. I love my neighborhood. Hello, North Loop. But I loved my 6 years in the Plymouth.
It really did take me a second, though.
Yeah, I
was
love
like,
Plymouth. They're good people. As they say, just good people.
They're good people.
May I acknowledge your beautiful brooch today?
Thank you.
That's Why are you looking at me sassy? What? Why can't I compliment you?
I'm just waiting for the sassy
There's
compliment.
nothing. I'm being sincere. Why? Is there a story? There's a story behind that brooch, isn't there?
No, it's just
it
people
haunted?
my age don't wear brooches, and I'm bringing it back. This was my great grandma's.
Oh, I love it. People my age. Jeff, I think she's age shaming us. People my age, we don't wear. I wear brooches.
I mean, you should.
I'm just joking, but no, what? It's beautiful.
Thanks.
Bring it back for people your age.
I like brooches. I mean,
should.
they're a very underutilized accessory.
It is. I'll wear. You know what, Kendall? I'm going to wear one tomorrow.
Will you? If I bring
will.
you one?
Bring me a brooch. I'll wear it tomorrow. I'll put it right there.
I have a cute reindeer one.
Perfect. That's perfect. Hey, so, speaking of the holidays, can I tell you? Oh, whoops. Jason. When things explode on our Facebook page, they really explode, or on our YouTube channel. Let me give you an example. Stephanie Hansen. Now, every segment of hers, you guys love. We love Hansen. I love her honesty. I love her food. I love her cookings. But she did this recipe, what was it, last year, Jeff?
Last year.
Last year, for her sugar cookies, and it is still one of our top-rated segments ever. We've been on the air 6 years. And people still, Blanche, can I get that recipe? So did we put it back up, Jeff? No, we didn't. We will after the show.
Okay.
Because people ask, oh my goodness, people are still asking about the wine. Eccentric Cabernet at Total Wine.
Enough.
Poor Ted and Jeff are still getting emails. Jeff wasn't even here when I recommended the wine. But anyway, people love that sugar cookie recipe because it was so easy. Ted's mom endorses it. You endorse it.
Yeah, my whole family, that's like their new favorite cookie because I make
Why?
it now every year.
Why? Can you just give me,
Well, for them, it's because they taste so good. They're honestly delicious cookies.
Okay.
For me, they're easier to make than regular sugar cookies because sugar cookies in general just take forever, even without the freezing and chilling, like the rolling and the cutting and the.
Yeah.
But they're delicious and they're a little easier to make.
Okay. I got to try it because my mom, I guess when she lived in Louisiana, made sugar cookies all the time.
She'd love it.
Well, we didn't make sugar cookies when I was a kid. So it was like, I think it was a Louisiana thing. But now I think I should make sugar cookies. So maybe I'll make these with her.
Yeah, really, really good. I always double the recipe, but keep the frosting recipe amount the same.
Well, and
That's
I
your
trust
tip.
you with your baking, #monkey bread. But anyway, we won't. Never.
Okay, to be clear, it was one time I baked it before the show, the night before the show, and ask anyone in my family, I make really good cookies.
Ow! Oh, Leo, take another shot. There's venom in my eye. Hold on a minute. I got to get napkins. You have to admit that was one of the best segments ever. Your monkey bread failure. That was great. It was beautiful. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Monkey bread, never forget. Hey, remember in the open a few minutes ago, I said, hey, I'm going to tell you about Downton Abbey? No. Because we had to get rid of that story. We'll have it tomorrow. Hey, I tell them everything. We pull back the curtain because huge news breaking in the last hour. Howard Stern makes a decision about his future. he is sticking around for a few more years. On his show this morning, Howard announced he just signed a 5-year deal to stick with Sirius XM Radio. He's been with them for the past 15 years, reportedly earning around $100 million a year, and he deserves every dollar of that. Some say the new deal is worth $120 million a year. Stern will be 67 years old in January. Well, look, everyone knows how I feel. I think this is great news. I think Howard should be there as long as Howard wants to be there. He literally made Sirius XM. They had 2 subscribers when Howard started. He brought millions of fans over there. He changed radio. There are very few people in broadcasting history that you can look at and go, oh, they made a marked change. You can look at Phil Donahue changing daytime TV. You can look at Johnny Carson developing a late night system that is still used to this day. And you can look at Howard and radio. Howard changed radio. Point blank. You can't argue about it. Radio before Howard was like, so what's the farm report? And then Howard gets in there and says literally anything that's on his mind. And you're thinking to yourself, well, everyone does that. No, people didn't do that before Howard. People were edited. You thought, you were like, oh, I better not say that. Howard said whatever was on his mind, good or bad. You got unfiltered Howard. And in the process, he changed radio, and he continues to change it. Mm-hmm. That's why when people go, well, he's not my cup of tea, I don't like his humor, he's a shock jock. If you say to me that Howard's a shock jock, I immediately shut down because you're not a fan if you say that, because you don't get to be Howard Stern if you keep doing the same thing that you did in the 80s. Howard Stern is Howard Stern because he's evolved the show and he's evolved himself. He's not making the same jokes he's made in the 90s. Because now he's evolved into single-handedly one of the best broadcasters in the business right now. Nobody does a celebrity interview like Howard. No. You walk in with a question mark over a celebrity's head, I don't know about them, and you walk out every single Howard Stern interview liking and respecting that person more. Howard is the only person that can get you to like Katherine Heigl.
Oh.
I'm just saying, I didn't like Katherine Heigl before that interview. It
was such an aggressive pound.
So anyway, I love him. He's the best. Mm-hmm. And I love Beth. And I like Fred, too. And Robin, of course. So congratulations.
Yeah. It is big news for radio, and he is fantastic. In honor of Howard, I have to say his curls in his hair. Mothers would do terrible things to be able to have children with curls in their hair like that. I know. They're just perfect. They're so flouncy and bouncy. It's what's on my mind. That's why I'm saying it.
He's a good-looking guy. Baba Booey. Next up, Lori Loughlin is in the Slammer right now. Do we have that live feed?
Hallmark?
Ted, do we have the live? Leo, can we go to the live feed of? No. Well, because of the college admissions scandal, and her daughter at the center of the whole thing paid a visit to the Red Table Talk show for her first public comment since the ordeal began. Look at the little preview here.
Do you understand why different people in the community would be upset? Do you have any understanding of why I would be upset at your being here and what you all did?
I would also love to hear it from you because I feel like it's a good learning thing. I think I can understand how wrong it is, and we had the means to do something and we completely took it.
So do you understand why
Girl, they're on her. I love it. Well, good. And you know what? I have to say, I don't pay too much attention to her, to Jay, but you got to give her credit for going on the show and getting out there quick. Not quickly, but I'm sure this is probably the first opportunity that the lawyers would let her.
Right.
But and can we also acknowledge Jada Pinkett Smith's mother is stunningly beautiful.
I honestly, it took until the first time I watched this, I was like, she looks a little different. Like I thought it was Jada, and then I saw Jada, and I was like, wait, that's her mom.
It's a
CC.
It's a cliche compliment, but they look like sisters.
They do.
They look like sisters. Anyway, but good for her. Good for doing it. You know what I mean? Because if you just get out in front of it, and what a good get for Jada's show. And they have they have old producers from the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, oh,
they know a thing or two about booking a show, let me tell you. Her parents paid $500,000 to get her into USC. Lori will likely get out this month, and the full episode airs today on Facebook Watch. Good luck trying to find out where it is. Do you know how to watch a show on Facebook Watch?
Jason, you literally go on Facebook, and on the left, under all of your options, it says Facebook Watch. Or there's this search button where you say
Is she
Red
speeding?
table talk.
Is she speeding down her text to make sure I understand it? I love your Jason. Chris, is she speeding down? You're like, it's like, I'm like a 4-year-old. I am a 4-year-old, but Jason, you just go on the Facebook.
I mean, I don't even use Facebook.
Well, I don't know. I've never watched a single show on Facebook Watch, and I'm a tech guy.
I know. That's why I'm a little disappointed.
Whatever, Broach. Lots more to come. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us, everyone. There it is. The second helping of Hot Dish is extra crispy today. Coming up next, is this for real? A Lifetime movie about Colonel Sanders with Mario Lopez? This is 11 Herbs and Spices of what? Then, our buddy Lindsay Ginsel is back with a holiday favorite, her family's fabulous recipe for gingerbread cookies. And speaking of food, it's Throwback Tuesday. We're traveling back in time when the family could gather around the table at Sizzler or Howard Johnson's. That's all coming up, so stay right there.
Ask me question number 2.
Harry Styles, Mal Horan, and I have had week-long residencies on your show. Between the three of us, whose residency was the best and whose was the worst?
It's like asking me to choose between my favorite long-haired, hippie-loving, tattooed children, and I wouldn't do that, so... Oh, what's that now? What is it? 100-year-old eggnog. No, 1,000. So what have you done? Blended these 1,000-year-old eggs up?
Where did you find 1,000-year-old eggs?
I hope you see this as an indication of how much I love you and Harold, that I would never, ever do anything to upset either of you. I would rather cause myself pain. Happy Christmas.
And you know we're
Nope. Sorry. I would have made Sean drink it. There's no way. No, not doing that. Spill your guts or fill your guts on Corden last night with Shawn Mendes.
You'd give away all my secrets.
What?
So
Oh, I would. Oh, girl.
That.
Bus you. Oh, throw you right under the bus right there. Yeah. More late night. Mariah Carey was on Fallon last night. And the Queen of Christmas talked about a rule she has this time of year. Look at this.
What other songs are on your playlist?
So many. Like every year, it's a constant. No one that's with me at Christmas is allowed to listen to anything but Christmas music until after New Year's. Like, it's just a non-starter. You can't do it. As you can see, I'm kind of festive by the backdrop we have here.
I love that you did that.
I love all the classics. Bing Crosby, White Christmas, like, you know, all of the classics. There's so many good ones. I even like there's so many great soundtracks, like the Elf soundtrack is great. Did you ever listen to that?
Yeah,
it is. I mean, I can't give away all my things, but no, there's so many good ones. You know what else is really people should listen to is the Jackson 5 Christmas album.
Yeah, I Saw Mommy
So
Kissing
good.
Santa Claus is a great version.
The whole album is good. He actually they did Someday Christmas Time too.
Yeah.
Someday Christmas.
Look at that lighting. I didn't hear a word she said. We are all just staring at her angelic lighting. Because look at that. That's a great example. Look at Jimmy's lighting. Jimmy is at 30 Rock. He has the best lighting money can buy at NBC in television. Nope, nothing compared to that lighting. Look at that. That is fantastic. I could work here for 15 years. I'm never going to get that lighting.
She looks like an angel. We can give away our firstborn children and not have lighting like that.
Mariah Carey's Magical Christmas Special is streaming on Apple TV Plus. And she was on, she was on Graham Norton too, British talk show. And she openly criticized the clip that they played. I was cracking up. I'm like, that would irritate me in any other celebrity but Mariah Carey. For some reason, I give her a pass.
It's fine.
It's because I love her. Next in the dish, Lifetime has more on its plate this month than just feel-good Christmas movies. They're releasing a mini movie next week. You ready, Kendall?
I don't know.
It has Mario Lopez in it. And it's called A Recipe for Seduction. Take a look.
Proposal, and now you're not answering my call.
I think I'm falling for the new chef. Jessica is falling for Harlan.
The cook? Leave Jessica alone and skip town.
He has a secret recipe that's going to change the world.
Harlan claims to have some secret recipe.
A secret recipe? Spare me.
We all have our secrets. If you marry my daughter, I promise there'll be more long weekends in your future.
Mom, I have to tell you something.
We have a problem.
Secret's out, chicken man. I'll take care of this. Ruining everything!
Just kill him already!
Who the hell are you?
Harlan Sanders, the new chef.
Did he say secrets out, chicken man? That's what he said, didn't he? It's about Colonel Sanders. It's a KFC movie. The movie follows a young heiress who contends with the affections of a suitor handpicked by her mom. But when a young chef arrives with his fried...
I'm dying over here.
When a young chef arrives with his fried chicken recipe... Oh, Ted, why are you making me read this? Everything changes. A recipe for seduction is presented by KFC, and it airs on Sunday. This is brilliant. Whoever the marketing person is, I said this in our meeting, whoever the marketing person is for KFC deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It really is. Because here we are talking about fried chicken.
He takes the knife and he's going to get the recipe out of him.
Secrets out, chicken man. I want that on a t-shirt. Secrets out, chicken man. Next in the dish. Hollywood is not happy with Warner Brothers. I have to move on because I could just stick with that all day.
So bad.
People are really mad at Warner Brothers. The movie studio announced last week, we told you this, that all of their new releases for 2021 will debut on theaters and on their crappy streaming service, HBO Max, at the same time. Filmmaker Christopher Nolan, you know, he did Dark Knight, Memento, called out Warner Brothers, saying some of the industry's biggest filmmakers and most important movie stars went to bed thinking they were working for the greatest movie studio, only to wake up and find out they are working for the worst streaming service.
Oh!
Bloop! Mic drop. He says the studio had an incredible machine, but are dismantling it and don't understand what they're losing. I could do a whole special on this, so I'll try to parse down my feelings. There are so many different ways to think about this. The first way to think about it is this. It's the genie out of the bottle thing. I worry that once Warner Brothers, and let's clear, it's AT&T that owns Warner Brothers now, which worries me because I worry that the big bosses at AT&T, they're phone people that have no idea how to run the movie business. But you're going to teach people, you're going to teach us, the consumer, that we don't have to leave our house to get the biggest movies. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but this whole thing of, oh, it's just next year. No, that's the worry. That the genie's going to be out of the bottle and the movie theater industry is going to be destroyed. And all of these, and I know, don't cry for the movie stars, I get it, but we're also talking about producers and behind the scenes folks who signed a very specific contract for all of these big movies, and now they're on streaming, which negates their original contract. So I don't know. I can see, as a consumer, I love it selfishly, but also I think this is going to change everything drastically. I really do.
It's just it's a weird move to make it all through next year unless that's exactly what you want. So let's not play the PR game and say it's just for a year. I mean, that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. I mean, the AT&T folks are going to be like, twisting their mustache.
Right.
They're going, oh, this is great. And they need help because let's not beat around the bush on this one either. HBO Max needs help. Mm-hmm. It's struggling. Nobody's on there. They can't give it away.
Right.
So they're so quick to, I don't know. I just hope they're not what's the term? Throwing the baby out with the bathwater or biting their nose despite their face or any of those phrases that don't make any sense to me.
That's horrible. The baby in the bathwater? You throw the baby.
Isn't it don't throw the baby out with the bathwater? I'm looking at Chris, who's mortified, but right now, but I don't know. I think I got that phrase right.
That must be an Indiana thing.
Wow, someone wears a brooch and she gets sassy, making fun of my home state. This year, the pandemic has caused a hunger crisis, not only across the country, but right here in Minnesota. But you can help this week at locations across the metro. How? Well, we're going to tell you. Joining us now is Heather Olson from one of my favorite organizations, Second Harvest Heartland. Hi, Heather.
Hi, good morning.
Heather, for people that don't know about your wonderful organization, can you briefly describe what you guys do, not just during a pandemic, but 365?
Absolutely. Second Harvest Heartland, we are a food bank in the Twin Cities. We serve 59 counties in Minnesota and western Wisconsin, and we're the local food bank, part of the Foodie American network of food banks. We source and distribute large amounts of food out through our partners, including food shelves, meal programs, and especially now during this pandemic crisis, we are working on emergency food distributions in communities, if you've seen them around, and working with local restaurants and chefs to prepare meals and distribute those meals out, because the need is huge, as you mentioned, and we're working as quickly as we can, innovating every single minute of every day to serve our community, to serve our neighbors.
You talked about the need, Heather, and I love that this is a good opportunity to kind of pull back the curtain on, I think, some misconceptions. Because I think for some folks watching, they think, oh, hunger is only a certain slice of the population and only portions of the socioeconomic scale. But shine a light, Heather, for us here. This crosses all demographics, all types of folks in every city, every suburb. It's not just the main metropolitan areas. Am I right on that?
Absolutely. It's in every corner of our state. It's in the wealthiest communities. It's in, urban communities. It's everywhere we think of, but it's expanded quite a bit. We are seeing, 40% of first-time visitors to a local food shelf. These are folks that were making it. They may live paycheck to paycheck, week to week, but they were making it just fine until, things happened. The pandemic happened, job loss happened, businesses are closing. Folks are showing up for help for the very first time in their lives. And it's hard. It's hard to ask for help. And that's why we want to make sure people have the food they need to thrive. We've seen and heard from our food shelf partners, they're seeing a 60% increase in the number of visits to their food shelf. And thankfully, thanks to our community who is showing up to help us do the work that we do, we are pushing out food more than ever. In fact, by the end of this year, about a 20% increase is the amount of food that we'll be distributing.
Well, I want people to concentrate on that 60, kindle in our eyes about a 60% rise. And that's why programs like Coins for a Cause is so needed. Heather, can you describe what that is for folks?
Absolutely. Thanks to Affinity Plus, they are asking the community, their members, to come out and donate that loose change. I mean, all of us have it, right? We're all using our debit cards. We're not using cash like we used to. So there's a lot of change that's built up. Do you know that for every dollar donated, we can distribute 3 meals? That means that your small donation of change can go really far. And what a great way to share with your kids how they can give back, probably to other kids that are in their classroom, in their schools, families in their neighborhood. This is a really easy way to give back. And then, thanks to Affinity Plus, they're providing a $25,000 match. That means your donation of $1 goes twice as far. Yeah. So we just encourage everybody to come out, make that quick, easy drop at your local Affinity Plus, and you are helping families have the meals they need to thrive.
Yeah, I think people watching, and I feel this way too when I hear interviews like this sometimes on shows. Oh, my $5 isn't going to help. But by you saying, look, $1 can provide 3 meals, I hope that will hit home for folks that no matter what you have, it will help. Heather, thank you for your time. And thanks to all that you guys do, not just during the holidays, but every day of the year when you don't get a lot of publicity. You guys are working hard, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Donations will be accepted through Friday. You can donate your spare change at 18 Affinity Plus locations around the metro. For more details, go to twoharvest.org, or affinityplus.org. There's also information more on our Jason Show Facebook page. Still ahead, everybody, we're going in the Wayback Machine with some funno commercials that will make you go, oh, I remember that. But next, need a new gingerbread recipe? We have it. Coming up, food writer Lindsay Gensel's back with hers and some gifts for the foodie in your life when the Jason Show continues right after this. Okay, we have some house cleaning to do. First, Jeff has notified me that we've received, just in that commercial break, 713 emails telling me that I did, in fact, get the bathwater baby phrase right. Right, Jeff? I got it right? Okay, number 2, during that commercial break, this very busy commercial break, I found out that floor director Tyler doesn't cook, and I also found out that Jeff just reposted Stephanie Hansen's famous sugar cookie recipe. Right, Jeff? It's on our Facebook page. And one more note. Let me mention Howard Stern one more time to the new bosses over there. because Sirius has new bosses. Leave him alone. Leave Brittany alone, because let Howard be Howard. There's nothing worse than when non-creative people like Becky Sue from accounting tells creative people what to do. Howard's a success because people have left him alone. That's why I love my boss at My Talk. I haven't heard from her for 7 years. And I love him too. He leaves me alone most days. It's the cookie bacon season. Hey, Chris, it's cookie bacon season. It's cookie baking season, Jason. And there is nothing that says it's the holiday season more than gingerbread cookies. Joining us now with her Aunt Sue's famous gingerbread cookies is food writer and our good friend, welcome back to the show, Lindsay Ginsel. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
Good. So this is like Colonel Sanders' recipe. Like, this is a secret Lindsay family recipe?
It is. Aunt Sue is the baker we all aspire to be. So growing up, she would make these for the writer family gatherings. And I'm not joking. As a member of the family, you just waited to figure out what she was going to bring. And my personal favorite, I mean, like, look at these. Those are anything, as I throw them off the plate. Anything scream Christmas more than this.
I know. Okay, Lindsay, the next time I see you, will you please bring me some? Because I have to admit, I'm not going to lie to you, I am not a giant gingerbread fan, but looking at those, I could be persuaded.
Well, the key with it is that you have to get the exact right seasoning. So you're going to use a little bit of molasses, some cinnamon, ground ginger, just a little bit of ground clove in there. So I've got a batch all set up here. Starts with shortening, because every good Christmas cookie does.
Yes.
And then you're going to cream that with your sugar, and then add in that light molasses, which is going to give it just a ting of just delicious Christmas taste. But it's going to actually really help you get that really nice chewy texture that you want in a cookie. And then finally you add in your egg. So I've actually taken Aunt Sue's recipe, which I grew up loving, and I've made the gluten-free version of it because I'm gluten-free, and selfishly, I wanted to be able to enjoy this cookie and still feel good about myself.
Okay, Lindsay, let me stop you there and we'll continue with the recipe. Let me talk to our GF fans there. Is this a hard recipe to transfer to gluten-free?
Well, it was a hard recipe to transfer to gluten-free, as you can see by my many failures here, but I have done the work for you. I'm not joking. I am not joking. It was like 7 a.m. this morning, and I was doing the final batch, and it turned out perfectly. So all of the hard work I have done for you, because you're right. If baking is a science, gluten-free baking is AP chemistry. And I have no idea what I'm doing. It is straight up a science experiment every time you're in the kitchen. But there's a couple of tricks that I'm going to teach you.
Perfect.
So like I said, I've got my batter here ready to go. In this container, I've got all of my dry ingredients. So I've got my flour, my baking soda, my salt, my cinnamon, my ginger, my cloves. And then the secret ingredient for any gluten-free baking is the xanthan gum. Because when you're taking out the gluten is what keeps all of those flours together. It's what gives you the great texture. If you cook with or you bake without xanthan gum, you're going to get a big crumbly mess. So the right balance of all the ingredients is key with gluten-free baking. So to make sure you do that, baking soda, you need to make sure that it rises up. So you get these, nice cookies that are got a little bit of a bite to them, and not this floppy mess that is, I don't even know what that is.
That looks like a coaster, Lindsay. That looks like a coaster.
But it tastes really good.
Yeah.
So dry ingredients, baking soda, you've got to up that. You're actually going to use 2 teaspoons for every cup of flour. And then with the xanthan gum, another half a teaspoon for every cup of flour. But with that gum, you need to make sure that you're not over stirring, because what happens when you chew gum? It gets super sticky, and that's going to ruin the texture of your cookie. So once you get your wet ingredients all blended up, do everything by hand. Nice, soft, easy. You're just going to fold your dry ingredients into that batter. And I've got some set here from my morning experiment. Now, normally with one of these cookies, you would either roll them out and make a gingerbread or do them in a nice little ball and make a ginger snap. I have found that if you flatten the gluten-free, so just make a nice little pancake shape.
Yeah.
Dip that in flour. It's going to bake up a nice, a whole lot better than if you had the ball to begin with. So I have a little experiment here for you. So these were baked at 8 minutes. These were baked at 10. These were baked at 12. So you're getting a little bit of a crispier texture. And then my personal favorite right there at 14. You're also baking at a lower temperature because your ingredients are going to cook a little bit faster. And so to make sure that they don't burn, drop that temperature down. I baked them at 300. Aunt Sue's cookies, 350. They're so easy and they're so delicious. But again, I've done the work for you. All the gluten-free stuff is ready to go.
Did you hear that, GF friends? Lindsay did the work for you. And she's doing more work for you. Lindsay is busy, girl, because after the break, she's going to give you some local gift ideas for the foodie in your life when we come back. Back after this. Lindsay is busy. We literally are having people already ask for the gingerbread recipe. We'll post it as soon as the show's over because everybody that works on this show is literally in this room right now producing the show. So as soon as the show's over, just give us a moment. We're back with Lindsay Ginsel talking gift ideas for the foodie in your life. People want that recipe, Lindsay. Literally, I'm like, can we get the show over and then we'll post the recipe? We promise. Okay, you have.
No, you can't.
Yeah, we have a list of great gift ideas for the foodie in your life. And the first one, a virtual cooking class. I love this.
Yeah, so what I love about this year, and of course the holidays are going to be different, but it's really giving us all the freedom to be creative and to give fun new experiences. And awesome local restaurant groups like Cooks of Crocus Hill, they have really kind of turned the dial, so to speak, on their business plan. And they're offering virtual cooking classes. So you go on, you sign up, and then they give you a list of all the ingredients you need, all of the tools you need so you can make sure your kitchen is stocked. And then you get to take part in this really fun virtual experience at home. I actually did my first class at Cooks of Crocus Hill back in March, right before the first shutdown. And it was such an enjoyable experience. And it really does take care of all different levels. So if you're a beginner, you're an expert, the staff there is so well trained to make sure that you enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I love these. Full disclosure, I've been using my TV stuff to help my friends over at Smack Shack. They've been doing this. They sell kits of the food and then they go live on Saturday night to show you how to do it. It's fun. I've been helping produce those just because it's fun to do for me. It's a part of my brain I don't get to use.
The ingenuity of our local businesses is just,
it's great.
Kudos to you guys. Keep it up. We are here to support you.
Gavin Kaysen does it too. It's just, it's so good. Okay, next is virtual wine tastings.
I mean, this is amazing. And what I love about what 44 in France is doing is not only are they doing virtual wine tastings, they're offering a bunch of different things. So mocktails, whiskey nights. My friend Amy Waller works over there and she is the most amazing person to take a wine tasting from. I've been so lucky to get to do some of her classes before. And what's awesome is they have the public events. But if, say, for example, your book club wants to do something virtual, or maybe the Matheson side of the family wants to get together and do a virtual wine tasting, you can plan that privately through 44 in France. And they will basically customize a class to whatever you're looking for. So you go, you sign up, they put together the package for you. You don't have to do any shopping, and then you're all set to go.
It's fantastic. We'll keep with the liquor, cocktail combinations.
This is just a no-brainer. Again, going back to the ingenuity of our amazing local restaurants, putting together to-go kits of your favorite cocktails. So let's start right here. Rebel Avila. So this is actually an agave spirit. So not tequila, because like tequila, champagne has to be made in a specific region, a specific way. But this is an agave spirit. It is incredible. And I've matched it up with the to-go margaritas from Pajarito. So you've got an Edina location, a St. Paul location, but really fun flavors. This is their habanero cilantro. They've got a pineapple one, and then of course the classic. And what's so wonderful about the to-go kit is they give you everything you need. You've got salt, you've got limes, you've got even the garnishes, the dehydrated little garnishes there, all set to go. Get a cute basket like I've got here for my next one and just dress it up and drop it off to your favorite person.
Yeah.
So this one, perfect little winter warm-up. So I'm going with the Brickyard from Jay Carver out in Laconia. And then I've also got the Six Smith Old Fashioned Kit. So they literally give you everything you need to make your own little old fashioned. Got the bourbon cherries. I've got the orange for the garnish. And they even give you a measuring cup for your liquor. I mean, it is a perfect gift pack. And then, of course, thinking with the holidays, they're falling on the weekends. Send your favorite people a to-go Bloody Mary bar.
Yeah.
So get your vodka. This is actually grayed up. It's the Chris Hockey version. So proceeds of this is actually benefiting Toys for Tots, which is an awesome thing to be involved with. And then Jack Link's Bloody Mary, another local company.
Yeah.
A lot of local restaurants are also doing their own to-go, so you can pay attention to that as well.
Absolutely. Lindsay, great ideas. Thank you so much. We'll be looking for Aunt Sue's recipe. For more information, head to Lindsay. It's coming. Head to lindsayginsel.com right there at the bottom of your screen. And we will post it a little bit later. Trust us. Still ahead. We're talking commercials you may have forgotten about. It's a throwback when we come back.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day.
Welcome back. Let's make it a good day, Kendall. The little Jake bounce. That was good, Kendall. I love that little bounce on the drums. These days, we're all finding comfort in familiar things, from old TV shows and movies, toys and games. We just need a little blanket. Well, a few weeks ago, we got into the Wayback Machine to revisit classic toy commercials. Well, today, we're going to go back for a Throwback Extravaganza Restaurant Edition. That's right, classic restaurant commercials. Oh, these are so good. Just sit back, just get a cup of coffee. You're going to love this. This one is from the early 90s.
They want good, basic home cooking, quality food, and they want choices, variety, all at a reasonable price. Americans want value.
Sizzler brings the choices that you've been looking for. In giving you the right to choose, we're offering much more.
Sizzler is the choice of America. Oh, God, that's good. That's actually a really good imitation, but oh my, look at her licking her lips. Holy crap. She's like, look at that Jell-O mold. She was hungry. Somebody needs to feed her stat. Oh, here's it.
That's Jeff's favorite.
Sizzler is the voice of America. Look at that. Anyway, that is a promotional commercial for Sizzler from 1991, and I'm proud to tell you that is 4.5 minutes long, and I played that whole thing on my radio show just to freak everybody out. It's a great song, and now it'll be stuck in your head all day. Next, a restaurant I often mention on the show. I loved it as a kid, serving up a seafood party.
We're having a patio party. I need plenty of chicken to go.
Well, sir, you should try our new Pirate's Dozen. You ask for a dozen, but you get 13 white meat chicken flanks. It's a boneless bonus from Long John Silver's. Wow, look at all that chicken!
It's cheaper by a Pirate's Dozen.
At Long John Silver.
Okay, let's break this down. First, that's a creepy pirate. If that was at the fast food, I never would have went as a kid. Number two, what are those uniforms they're making her wear? Look at her! Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. What is? That was their uniforms.
They actually wore that?
Yes.
Scary.
Yeah, that was from the 70s. We did wacky things in the 70s, including having chicken plank parties. I gotta tell you, I would still have a chicken plank party. There's only one Long John Silver's left, by the way, in Minnesota. That's at the Mall of America. And if they want to send us some chicken planks, please go right ahead. Get out some chicken planks. Next up, a commercial from the 80s with a rando celebrity endorsement. Look at this.
Know what only $1.99 buys you at Ponderosa right now? Your choice from 2 delicious dinners with all the fresh salads you can eat, baked potato, only $1.99. Our chopped beef dinner special or our fish fillet dinner special, only $1.99 each. For a limited time only, so hurry in. How do we do it?
You're asking me? Who cares? Just keep doing it.
What is Phyllis Diller doing in Ponderosa? So that's for Ponderosa Steakhouse. That's Phyllis Diller. That's from 1980. There's several things to break down. First, let's go to Kendall. Watch this face. Kendall, do you know who Phyllis Diller is? Okay, next, that meal is only $1.99. Come on. You get ground beef, you get whatever those vegetables were. Frozen vegetables, and you get Phyllis Diller for $1.99.
Is the Ponderosa still a restaurant?
Oh yeah, there's a few left. They were either Ponderosas or Bonanzas. Yeah, they were good. They had an ice cream machine. I'd put my mouth underneath it. That's what Puffy Kids did. Finally, this is one of my favorites. One of my favorites. Take-home food from Howard Johnson's. Look at this.
Howard Johnson's now takes tender, ocean-fresh fillets of haddock and bakes them in a rich cheddar and tomato sauce, then quick freezes them for you to serve in minutes. And there are so many other Howard Johnson's frozen foods at your grocer's now. Howard Johnson's delicious macaroni and cheese, shrimp croquettes with a Sherry Newburgh sauce, chicken croquettes with a creamy fricassee sauce, and more.
The home of good food is Howard Johnson's.
Oh, well, thank goodness you didn't take that about... I could sing that whole song. But look at that, Kendall. You can bring Howard Johnson's. You can have chicken with some fricassee sauce, Kendall.
What is fricassee sauce?
Okay, we've looked that up on the radio show before, and it's a cream-based sauce, I think.
Oh, cream-based.
But yeah, Jeff, can you look up fricassee sauce for me, please? You're just standing there, but yeah, it's a cream-based sauce, and I think it's for, it's really... Chris likes when I sass Jeff, but yeah, I think it's cream-based. I do know that. They don't really serve it a lot. Most of that stuff, you know, went out of fashion in the 70s. Oh. What is it, Jeff?
It's fried pieces of meat served in a thick white sauce.
A thick white sauce.
A fried piece of meat.
Well, doesn't that sound appetizing? Ma'am, would you like some haddock with a thick white sauce? No. You don't. I know. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with us. Ugh. Gross. Hearing from Lisa Carver. Hi, sweetheart. She wrote, she grew up in Texas, worked at Long John Silver's in the early 80s, and had to wear that. That wasn't fake.
God
she had to
bless
wear
her.
that uniform.
God bless
God
you.
bless America. And Lisa. You can stay connected with our show like Lisa on social media. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All you have to do is search for Jason Show TV. We appreciate all of the follows and the love. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with a surprise for Ted next. Okay, I said I had a surprise for Ted. It's actually not a surprise for me. People are lovely. Susan and Mike, husband and wife that watch our show. I love people. They said they loved Ted's reviews of holiday movies, and they wanted to get something appropriate for Ted to wear while watching the movies. Let's go into the control room. Ted, open up your present. What is it? I honestly don't know what it is.
It looks like we've got, we got some socks here.
Oh, because you're famous for your socks. We do a Facebook show called The Jason Show Before the Show that airs around 9:15 on Facebook, and we always spotlight Ted's socks.
I'm watching Christmas movies.
Okay, Ted, are you going to wear those sometime this week, my friend?
Yeah. Oh, I've got 3 pairs. That's good enough for the rest of the week.
Look how, pull one out, Ted. I want to see one of the pairs real quick. How nice of Susan and Mike. It's so nice of them. And yeah, let me see. Oh, look at that.
Oh, wait.
Oh, he's going to Mr. Rogers this up. No, don't fall, Ted. Don't fall. What? And there's a card, Ted. Don't forget Mike and Susan. Susan and Mike gave you a card there, too. I think there's a Ponderosa gift card in there. You can get some fricassee sauce. There we go. Sizzler. That's right. Ted, wear those socks in good health, my friend. Thanks to Susan and Mike.
Thank you.
There we go. And thanks to all of you for watching. Tomorrow, a one-of-a-kind holiday experience. Kendall visits a local spot where you can rent a farm and hang out with the animals. What? That's tomorrow. But right now, if you're a kid watching that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Fricassee sauce. What?